So here we are. We have our first herb patch, and it's actually right next to our back door. Thought when I first planted this, I thought, what herbs will I be using the most, and obviously what is the most sustainable. I mean, I do have herbs such as sage, which I don't really use too much, but I do love sage, the smell, and thought to myself I may try to grow into a sage stick. I've never done that before, and I thought I'll give it a try. But here we are. We have some chives, which I generally don't use a whole lot of, but I do love chives every now and then, and some things like that are quite expensive, so it doesn't hurt to grow them. Just for the sake of it, I do also have some strawberries here, which I eventually will move to a bigger planting area. I got my let's start with the basil here. I use a lot of basil when I'm cooking my pasta. It's just one of those things where it smells incredible when you grow it yourself, just like anything really. I actually put some spring onions here, as you can see. I use that quite a bit as well, and you can see I chop them off. What I do is I chop them off, and then they kind of grow back up. You can see I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you can see how it's a bit thicker here, because that's kind of and the new ones are the ones that are thinner going through, and that's kind of the best way I found to cut spring onion. That's coriander or cilantro, where you're from. Coriander and more coriander, because I love my coriander. That's the number one herb that I use. And quite funny enough, I also have some mint here, which funny enough, when I first bought this house, when we first moved in, we actually didn't have any mint. This is mint, and we actually found this mint plant actually below like a little pipeline. It turns out the previous owner was growing some, and it got buried, but somehow it survived. And I found this little bit, and I knew it was mint because I've seen mint before. And yes, I did actually eat it. I don't recommend you just eating random herbs if you don't know what you're doing. But I just grabbed this little bit here and just replanted it. And now you can see it's starting to grow more and more. But this is my herb patch. It's not the biggest, but I think it's sufficient for what I have. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.